I do, and actually, I'll get to that one as we wrap this up, but remind me, I'll give you Medicine Man's cost for last year. Yes, sir, in the back.
I got a question about the price of licensing. Why are Arkansas so high?
Yeah, well, Arkansas wasn't the highest
Like a
we've
green
seen,
governor.
unless you live in Texarkana. I understand Texarkana has been very astute in identifying an opportunity to charge extra. I think it's $50K for the cultivation. I want to say it's like $20K for the dispensary. That's an add-on top of the state's 100 for the state's money. So I think maybe Texarkana has now got the record of probably one of the higher costs. In Pennsylvania, it was $100,000 a year. New York, it was $200,000 a year for a cultivator processor. So your fees are not extraordinarily high in comparison to some states. But in some areas, yes, they appear to be fairly high. So what the state, I think, has done is that $100,000 fee for your license for your cultivation. You know, it's all relative to what the state envisions the market being. And at the end of 2 or 3 years, the market's not there and people aren't able to make a go of it. The state has to realize that, hey, the medical value, it can't be usurped by a bunch of fees. So we saw Pennsylvania for the first time require a pharmacist to be on staff, and New York did as well. How do you think that affects the cost of cannabis in New York and Pennsylvania? You got a $120,000 a year pharmacist that has to be on duty every hour of operation of your dispensary. In New York, that's the rule. In Pennsylvania, they finally said pharmacist at one, a registered nurse, or there was another designation that would allow the second or third dispensary. But that's a cost that just gets passed on to the consumer.
And Arkansas got to have all those, right?
So I can.
Arkansas has to have the pharmacist, the doctor.
Yeah, I think you're required to have some pharmacy advisory elements so that you're getting some good advice on efficacy or the normal dosing, but you're not required to have a pharmacist on duty, which is good. There are a lot of smart people in this world. In Colorado, you go through a dozen dispensaries, you'll always find people that are knowledgeable. They'll help you, they'll ask you questions. What are you having trouble with? Well, I can't go to sleep at night, it's 2 or 3 in the morning. Well, hey, I'd try, let's start you on a 10 milligram Blue Dream, and we'll suggest that adult vaping is 3 full inhales is about a 10 milligram dose. We'd suggest you do that about 45 minutes before bedtime, and hopefully that will help you sleep. Or a pill, or an ingestible, those types of knowledge base, they're already out there. So you'll find a lot of people that are not working in Arkansas that know just as much as people in Colorado or California or Washington State. You've got a lot of good resources here in the state. Yes, sir.
We've been trying to figure out which is the best route to go, whether sun-grown or hydroponic. Do you got any info you can share with us?
Right. So we get into this discussion whether a greenhouse, light deprived, outdoor, which I think you're not allowed to do outdoors, I recall. The rule's pretty specific on that. But you're allowed, I believe, to grow indoors, and I believe that it also includes a greenhouse facility.
Has to have solid walls. So.
Right, so your side walls are likely going to be metal or curtained up so that you can't see into them. They have to be translucent, and likely a polycarbonate top, or if you're really good and you want to spend some money, get a glass top, because those are a little bit better. What we found is the big argument for greenhouse was that you saved energy. The power bill was going to be nothing compared to indoors. I'm going to disprove that theory in just a moment when I show you our cost profile, which actually includes our Excel energy bills for a whole year of operations for 2016. Last year we grew cannabis all in, air, HVAC, lights, the whole buildings, the whole facility cost about $58 a pound. I know some greenhouses that grow it for that because you still have environmental controls, evaporative cooling, you still have supplemental lights, you got the Cavitas hanging every 50 square feet, you still have security, low voltage, you still have to trim, dry, cure, you still have to have offices. So it really depends upon the efficiency of your operation. It's not that greenhouse is not a good way to grow. That's not what I'm saying, but one of the claims that the greenhouse industry made was that indoor growers are spending $200, $300, $400 a pound on power. That's just simply not true. So we'll go over some power profiles, but greenhouses are good. There's nothing wrong with the greenhouse environment. Nexus, Arch Solar, we've worked with a lot of greenhouse providers. We've just never gotten to do a full-on deployment for one reason or the other, they typically go to an indoor facility. Now, the other challenge is that there's always been a price variable. So if you look at the national trends, indoor, $1,200 average wholesale. Greenhouse, $1,060. Outdoor, $940. There is a natural price disparity based upon the perception of quality of an indoor grown product, which is considered to be more secure, more safe. You know, it's not being grown outdoors, that sort of thing. It's not that that's true, that's just the perception of the industry. So for us, there's no wrong way to grow, it's just whatever you set up. Make sure your growers understand your objectives financially and that you can achieve them.
What about the